From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. Hopefully no jokes out there get you today. The rain might, though. It's going to be on and off, showers and storms. A little bit cooler today, too. High of around 59 degrees. So we've been spoiled with those 80s. A lot of rain headed our way this week.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
All eyes are in Indianapolis for the biggest weekend in college basketball. The NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to Indianapolis. People can enjoy a wide range of events, from the March Madness Music Festival to the Final Four dribble. News 8's Malia Van Ostrin gives us a closer look.
Starting Friday, a 3-day concert series at American Legion Mall for the March Madness Music Festival featuring national artists. Thousands of fans are expected.
We got 21 Pilots headlining on Friday, Zach Brown Band on Saturday, and then Post Malone on Sunday. These are the biggest acts in the country, and they're all for free here in Indianapolis over Men's Final Four weekend. So we're just really excited.
The music festival is expected to be one of the biggest draws of the weekend. Goliath says everyone is welcome, but entry will be on a first-come, first-served basis.
They'll have food out there to buy, concessions, and then we'll have one of the second largest Ferris wheel in the country so people can ride that as well.
Not too far away, another fan favorite returns Sunday morning. The Men's Final Four dribble gives kids the chance to take part in the action.
Kids 18 and under will be dribbling basketballs throughout White River State Park. So we'll start at Carroll Stadium on IU Indy's campus. And then they'll dribble through White River State Park, and they'll end up at Victory Field.
Each participant will get a T-shirt and basketball. Organizers say the real takeaway is the experience.
We'll have a bunch of activations and a DJ at the start line. That'll start at 1 o'clock. Registration for people that signed up will begin at 11:30, and then it'll be a really fun time for everyone.
With events spread across downtown, city leaders say it's all about creating moments fans will remember.
It's a really great time to bring everyone together and enjoy it.
Both of the events are free and open to the public, but organizers recommend getting to events early, especially the music festival, as large crowds are expected throughout the weekend. Registration for the dribble event is now closed. In Indianapolis, I'm Malia Van Ostrand for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
Southwest Airlines is adding additional flights for the Final Four weekend. They're adding 2 flights, one from Hartford, Connecticut, and another from Tucson, Arizona. Both flights will bring in fans on Friday and return on Tuesday. Officials at the Indianapolis airport say they expect more than 70,000 people to arrive each day, leading up to the championship game on Monday at Lucas Oil Stadium. With so much going on in Indianapolis this weekend, we want to help you make a plan to see it all. You can go to wishtv.com right now and find this story. We have a list of events and activities, along with the many road closures that you need to know about. Rescue crews in Columbus say they will restart search efforts this morning for an 11-year-old girl who went missing while swimming in the East Fork of the White River. Officials suspended search efforts last night and say it has now transitioned to a recovery mission. Police say the girl disappeared at around 6:30 last night. Bystanders told police she was swept away by the water at Mill Race Park. Rescuers sent out several boats to find her, but have yet to locate her. Police have not released the girl's name. This morning, Mill Race Park will be closed for the investigation. Indiana State Police say a man is dead after a police shooting in Muncie. It happened at around 5 yesterday evening on South Ivywood Drive near Jackson Street. The Muncie Police Department says officers were called for a wellness check and found a person outside of a home. Police say he was male, but we don't know his age yet. Officers say he pointed a gun at them before barricading himself in the home. Then just before 9 p.m., officers used tear gas to make him exit the building. At that point, those shots shots were fired. Investigators did not say what led to the shooting or who fired first. The suspect was taken to a hospital but later died. Police have not released his name. Here in Indianapolis, neighbors say the intersection of College and Mass Ave is dangerous. Vision Zero Task Force and DPW are getting ready to install safety upgrades by the end of the summer. News 8's Kat Sandoval gives us a closer look at those measures.
There are a mix of cars, bikes, pedestrians, and runners all converging on this intersection of Mass Ave, College Avenue, and St. Clair Street. The other day, plastic orange barriers were there to protect pedestrians. Today, just the plastic bollards remain.
Actually, right over here to my left is where Brandon Breedlove was killed by a drunk driver over 2 years ago now. It remains really dangerous, and we need better solutions. We need safer streets. We need safer pedestrian infrastructure right here on the Cultural Trail.
Jake Butler led a Safe Street protest in November of last year, hoping to enact some sort of permanent change. A local business owner tells me he's seen too many close calls and accidents.
This is what it looks like crossing the six-way intersection. You've got plastic barriers, but they're a bit flimsy.
Indianapolis Vision Zero, which aims to eliminate traffic fatalities and injuries since 2023, says there have been 1 fatality and 25 crashes in the area. But those were mostly car crashes from unsafe backing by vehicles.
There has not been a fatal crash since 2009, and that was under a different configuration of the street. Remember, it was a one-way, is now a two-way, and there has not been any pedestrian or cyclist fatal crashes that took place at that intersection.
Leandre Level tells me that the city will be installing something more permanent by the end of the summer when they reconstruct College Avenue's roadways.
You know, we're doing permanent bollards, we're doing curb extension, we're doing a lot more infrastructure to improve the safety of that intersection.
But the people around the neighborhood I spoke to say they've witnessed accidents and injuries. They say vehicles speed through the intersection.
It just cannot take 2 years to put in, you know, at this point, what are not permanent solutions, what need to be fast, inexpensive, and quick fixes that happen, you know, the day after somebody's killed.
Vision Zero and DPW will continue with their plan to put permanent safety barriers by the end of the summer. For now, concrete planters have been placed by local residents. I'm Kat Sandoval, Wish TV, wishtv.com.
Child care advocates say that more than 300 child care centers have closed in Indianapolis since September 1st. That's due to funding cuts to the state's Child Care Development Fund voucher program. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist says it might be a while before funding gets restored.
It will be at least mid-April before any funding gets released for the Child Care Development Fund voucher program. The money problem is driving many of the closures. Advocates for early child care say the loss of support is killing home-based child cares in particular.
Where are these 10,000 children and above? It's very important for us to evaluate that. So they went to less quality. That's what we want. We want families to take their children to places they can afford and not depend on the voucher, but we don't know about the safety and the health of the children.
Osman says since September 1st, 311 child cares have closed in Indiana. About 2/3 of them closed specifically due to cuts to the Child Care Development Fund voucher program. Those vouchers cover child care costs for families. As those vouchers have been cut, families have pulled their children out of child care altogether. Osman says the vast majority of the closures have been home-based child cares. You can often find them in neighborhoods. In all, she says Indiana has lost more than 10,000 child care seats.
This is huge setback for home-based who need more support. They are small businesses. They are their own business operator. They don't have that backbone of businesses. And usually we found that when family childcare home closed, they will not reopen again. So we have lost that supply.
State lawmakers passed a temporary fix during this year's legislative session. The bipartisan State Budget Committee can now release funding from the Financial Responsibility and Opportunity Growth, or FROG Fund. That's a $300 million fund that can be used for a few different purposes. But lawmakers have said they don't expect all $300 million to go to childcare. The committee has not yet released any funding. Osman says she's waiting to see the committee's next move. She says she wants lawmakers to work on a more permanent funding solution during next year's budget negotiations.
I would like for them to use data. I would like for them really to visit the cost of childcare and give us a sustainable, valid funding that will not be affected by, oh, we don't have enough money here or we don't have enough money here.
The State Budget Committee's next meeting is scheduled for April 16th. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Deputies say a man will face charges after driving drunk and leaving the scene of a crash that left a woman hurt in Madison County. The wreck happened just before 2 yesterday afternoon at State Road 38 and County Road 400, just east of Merkleville. Investigators say 35-year-old Alan Neal ran a stop sign and hit a car. Deputies say a woman inside that car was trapped. She's now recovering at a local hospital. Investigators say Neal left the scene and tried to hide in a nearby home. He has minor injuries and is facing an operating while intoxicated charge. Your statewide news network covers Vanderburgh County, where the sheriff says body camera footage has been released from a crash involving a stolen beer truck and a patrol car. Deputies tried to pull over the truck in Evansville, sparking the chase that crossed over into Posey County. A deputy deployed stop sticks to stop the truck, but the driver steered toward the deputy and hit his patrol vehicle. No deputies were injured. 41-year-old Randall Baker was arrested. Deputies say he had minor injuries and faces multiple charges, including attempted murder, auto theft, and reckless operation of a semi. Wish TV is your education station. Mayor Joe Hogsett has announced his 9 appointees that will control the Indianapolis Public Schools budget. The state legislature and Governor Mike Braun created the municipal corporation in early March. The new appointees will take over duties from the elected IPS school board members. The municipal corporation board includes 3 charter school leaders, 3 community members, and 3 members of the IPS school board. The announcement comes after IPS approved an operating budget that includes $7 million in cuts to schools. For a full list of the new appointees, head to wishtv.com. Happening today, humanity is set to return to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years. Right now, Artemis 2, the rocket, is sitting in Florida. 4 astronauts will take it around the moon, hopefully today. The rocket is scheduled for a liftoff tonight at 6:24. So far, both the rocket and the weather are cooperating. Sherelle Hubbard reports NASA is ready for the launch.
The countdown is on for a historic space mission slated to lift off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida on Wednesday at 6:24 p.m. local time. There's a 2-hour launch window to deal with any issues that may arise.
The rocket is healthy, the spacecraft on top of it is healthy, the crew is here and ready to go, and the weather's looking good.
On NASA's Artemis 2 voyage, the SLS rocket will launch the crew in the Orion capsule.
Liftoff of Artemis 1.
Artemis 1, the uncrewed 25-day mission launched in November 2022, orbited the moon. Artemis 2 is a 10-day slingshot trip around the moon and the first crewed flight test in the program.
The opportunity is immense for us to finally get the opportunity to send our crew farther than anyone's gone before. And it's an incredible moment for the Artemis generation.
4 astronauts will step aboard the spacecraft, 3 of them making history as the first woman, the first black man, and the first Canadian to go to the moon, assuming all goes as planned.
That's beautiful.
The last crewed lunar mission took place during NASA's Apollo program on Apollo 17. That was in December of 1972.
It's important because it's the first time we sent people to the moon in over 50 years. That's a long time.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
President Donald Trump says he will hold a primetime address tonight about the war in Iran. As Maribel Gonzalez reports, he expects the conflict to end in the next few weeks.
Go to the Strait and just take it. In an early Tuesday morning Truth Social post, President Donald Trump called on European allies to help open the Strait of Hormuz, a major oil choke point effectively blocked by Iran. Trump criticized the UK and other countries for not getting involved, posting, quote, "Start learning how to fight for yourself." U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth echoed the president's message.
There are countries around the world who ought to be prepared to step up on this critical waterway as well. It's not just the United States Navy. Last time I checked, there was supposed to be a big bad Royal Navy.
Americans are doling out more for less at the pump as the average U.S. gas price rose to $4 a gallon.
The gas price is hitting us.
Hegseth insists a regime change has occurred in Iran, but Democrats are concerned.
The new leader is more conservative, more rigid, and really more of a threat to the region and to the United States. So if this is victory, then we're in big trouble.
Secretary Hegseth also says the U.S. is focused on pursuing a deal to end the war.
And the terms of the deal are known to them. If Iran is not willing, then the United States War Department will continue with even more intensity.
With that, the secretary said he visited U.S. Central Command troops over the weekend. And when it comes to the potential of sending in American troops,
the point is to be unpredictable.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Happening today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments over President Trump's birthright citizenship order. Trump signed the executive order on the first day of his second term. It seeks to end the birthright citizenship for children born in the U.S. to parents in the country illegally or temporarily. The court will hear arguments in the Trump administration's appeal of a federal judge's ruling in New Hampshire, who ruled that the order likely violated the 14th Amendment. The amendment says persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Now, President Trump says he's planning to be at the hearing. He would be the first sitting president in history to attend oral arguments at the Supreme Court. The Trump administration says it will appeal a judge's ruling ordering the halt of construction on a new White House ballroom. Reed Binion reports.
Basically, he's saying I need congressional approval. And he's so wrong.
President Donald Trump on Tuesday reacting to a federal judge's ruling blocking him from moving forward with any more construction on a massive new ballroom on the former site of the White House East Wing. The judge wrote in part, quote, "The President of the United States is the steward of the White House for future generations of first families. He is not, however, the owner." The judge said without congressional authorization, quote, "construction has to stop." The lead architect says the ballroom project has an estimated size of roughly 89,000 square feet, dwarfing the 55,000 square foot primary White House structure. Trump says the ballroom is expected to cost between $300 million and $400 million, but doesn't need congressional approval because it's being funded by private donations.
This is taxpayer-free. We have no taxpayer putting up 10 cents.
But opponents say the private financing is part of the problem.
Some of our nation's largest corporations greased this operation.
And while President Trump says he doesn't need congressional approval, those who disagree say Congress should have done something earlier to oppose the project.
Congress knew that some of this could have been unlawful, could have demanded, you have to ask us first if you're going to spend taxpayer money on this or any money on this.
I'm Reed Binion for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
We are now 53 days away from the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500, and it's starting to feel more like the month of May in Speedway. Indianapolis Motor Speedway hung a new banner above Gate 2 yesterday. The giant banner celebrates the defending 500 champion, Alex Below. Chip Ganassi racing driver helped unveil that banner. Below says this is a moment he will never forget.
You're used to seeing other drivers, used to seeing Newgarden, Elio, Marcus. I don't know, the first year was maybe Pagano. Like, you're used to seeing other drivers and you're like, man, I wish someday I can come here and see myself and my car out there after winning. So it's super cool.
It's been a great week for Below. He won the Alabama Grand Prix on Sunday and celebrated his 29th birthday yesterday during the unveiling. The next IndyCar race is the Long Beach Grand Prix. It's on April 19th. Indy 11's journey in the U.S. Open Cup is already over at the second round. They lost 2-1 to Union Omaha at Carroll Stadium last night. The 11's next game is Saturday at home to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And this has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.